DJI Action 3 is getting even better now with the newer firmware update, so let's talk about it. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. As you notice, it's really cold here. The weather is freezing cold. By the way, DJI has released, as I said before, the newer version for the DJI Action 3, the version V01021010. And I'm really loving this camera after this firmware update. So let's talk about all the improvements they made to this camera. I didn't want to make an early video about this firmware update, but instead I wanted to test it out and to see whether it's worth the update or not, and whether you can reconsider buying or rebuying this camera if you already returned it to DJI. If you are watching this video, that means that you are interested in action cameras, in vlogging gears, and in camera tech reviews. So make sure to subscribe to my channel, to like this video. That's a massive help for me. And now let's go back to the video. By the way, if you don't know how to update your camera, you have to turn it on first, pair it with your smartphone through the DJI Mimo app, and then you will receive a notification on top of your screen telling you that there is a new update. You have to click it and you have to wait for about maybe 10 minutes so the update will be installed in your camera. Make sure that you have enough battery in your camera, more than 50% is required in order to make this update. So make sure to update it correctly first and then try the new features of the camera. This new firmware update has brought about 10 new improvements to the DJI Action 3. In this video I'm gonna list them. I'll keep the last 3 till the end because I really loved some of the new features of this camera. So make sure to watch this video till the end and let me know in the comment section below your thoughts and your opinion about this firmware update. They added support for Arabic language in the camera settings. I don't believe it's a great improvement because the main languages that we use are English, Spanish and Chinese. So basically Arabic is a added on feature, but it's not really important to have. They added some new options for auto on and off. Before we had like few seconds before the camera turned off if it's not used. Now we can configure it to 1 minute or 2 minutes, but I believe that it's not a major update because the camera has a quick switch to turn on and to start recording in like few seconds. That's really amazing. And the auto on off, I never thought about it as an issue on this camera. It's a good feature to have, but I'm not really interested in it. They added the OTG, the USB on the go, so now you can connect your camera to the smartphone via a USB-C cable in order to transfer the files to the smartphone and then use them on the social media or any other platform. Well, it's a nice feature to have, but as well as the other ones, I'm not really interested in it. I prefer the DJI Mimo app where we can transfer the files wirelessly. Sure, it takes a bit more time wirelessly than with the cable, but we don't have to carry the cable with us all the time when we need to transfer some files. So that's why I don't like this update as well as the others. They added also timecode synchronization. That's a nice feature to have if you have already many DJI Action 3. So now they will be synchronized and then you can post-process your videos and your rushes even faster by synchronizing them automatically on the camera. That's a really nice feature to have, but unfortunately I have only one camera, so I cannot test it out. We can synchronize our footages on Adobe Premiere. It's easy, and this one can make your life even faster and easier if you have many DJI Action 3, but you can do it without this feature also. You can synchronize your footages even without this feature, and it was not a big deal for me also. They added support for 16:9 ratio in vertical mode for live streams. I haven't tried live streams on the DJI Action 3, so I cannot tell whether this upgrade or this update was a great improvement to the 16:9 vertical mode or not. So if you have tried it, let me know in the comment section below so we can share some ideas. We can exchange some ideas about this new features on the DJI Action 3. They added narrow field of view directly on the DJI Action 3. It's much needed for vloggers, for those who want to film some action shots with the camera in a tighter field of view. That's really nice, but you can achieve the same look in Adobe Premiere or any other software. So for me, again, it's not a big deal. It's a nice feature to have, but it's not a big deal for my workflow and for my daily use of the Action 3. They added also the Rocksteady Plus. Now we have the Rocksteady and the Rocksteady Plus. It's a great feature because lots of YouTubers, they were saying that at 120 FPS in 4K with the Rocksteady on, we had like some jitters in the camera while running or when doing some action shots. And this Rocksteady Plus should correct this issue, but we have to keep in mind that electronic stabilization crops a lot inside of your image, so be aware of this. The Rocksteady Plus is a great feature but crops a lot inside of your frame. So these are the basic updates on the DJI Action 3, and in this section I'm gonna talk about my favorite updates. They are related to the 10-bit recording capabilities of the camera that I've been waiting for since the day it was released in September 14. So let's talk about them just now. They added shooting in 10-bit recording in DCN-alike in almost all the resolutions and all the frame rates. That's a massive update for the DJI Action 3 that I've been waiting for since the day it was released back in September, and I'm really satisfied with the results. I'm gonna leave some footages directly out from the camera without editing and with some color grading on the screen, so you can tell whether it's a nice feature to have or not. And please let me know your thoughts and your questions in the comment section below. I'll try to answer them all. Now we can have real HDR 10-bit recordings in all the resolutions, 1080, 2.7K and 4K, but the frame rates were for 30 frames per second for the maximum, or we can go less than 30 frames per second, but we cannot achieve high frame rates with the HDR mode. But that was a great new feature to the DJI Action 3. By the way, we cannot shoot in DCN-alike and HDR mode, so be aware of this. They added also enhanced image quality in video recording mode. We cannot use it in DCN-alike, it's only in normal profile. We cannot use it in all frame rates, it's only up to 30 frames per second. So this mode can extend the dynamic range of your camera. You can have more details, more informations in the shadows and in the highlighted areas of your image. So that's a great feature also on the DJI Action 3. By the way, the 10-bit color profile offers about 1 billion colors in your image, while the 8-bit is only about 17 million colors. So you can see the difference already between the 8-bit and the 10-bit. The 10-bit can offers better dynamic range, so you can have more details in the shadows, in the highlights. If you have a blue skies in the background, so it will be properly exposed, and if you are vlogging with the blue skies behind. Now we are in the worst conditions. It's freezing cold here in Reims. Temperatures are 0 or a little bit below 0 degrees, so we are freezing. That's why I have these gloves. By the way, the 10-bit recordings offers about 1 billion colors in your image, while the 8-bit colors was about 17 million colors. So you can see the difference already between the 8 and the 10-bit in your images. Now with the 10-bit we can have better dynamic range, more details in shadows, in the highlights. That's great. For the vloggers, they will have a proper exposure on the face with the skies not blown out as we used to see before in the 8-bit version in the DJI Action 3. So that's a great improvement to the DJI Action 3. So now the DJI Action 3 looks much better than the one that we bought already in September 2022 when it was released. By the way, I know that some of you are not really interested anymore in the DJI Action 3 because of the focusing issues. They maybe returned their camera, or they maybe watched lots of YouTube videos and they decided not to buy it. By the way, I can tell you that DJI is accepting returning your camera that has focus issues, and they are replacing it with a new camera from a newer batch without this issue. So do not hesitate to contact the DJI team on their website. They will be pleased to help you throughout all the process. They will send you the label so you can send them back your DJI Action 3 that has focusing issue, and then they will replace it with a new camera from a newer batch. So that's a good thing for DJI. Thank you for it. Now I'll put on the screen some footages directly from the DJI Action 3 with the new firmware update, with different resolutions, with different frame rates, and I'll write down the correct settings of the camera, whether it's color graded or not. So let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below. Let's start with the normal color profile, 4K 25 frames per second, Rocksteady on, the normal Rocksteady on. Shutter speed 1/50th of the second. This is the normal color profile, and now I will switch to the DCN-alike. And now we are in DCN-alike mode in 4K 25 frames per second. Again, the same settings, but in DCN-alike 10-bit color profile. Now the footage is not graded, but I'll grade it just now. Let me know if we have a better dynamic range comparing to the previous footage that I dropped on the screen. That was in normal mode. So now let's try the HDR mode. Let me know what you think, if you prefer the HDR mode or the D-Cine-alike or the normal profile. I don't believe that the HDR mode is for the vlogging situation that I'm using now. It's more for landscapes, for some B-rolls or for some action shots, but I don't believe it's for vlogging. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now I am back in the normal mode, not the D-Cine-alike, not the HDR, the normal mode, the normal color profile, but with the enhanced image quality feature on. I'm filming at 4K 25 frames per second, and now I will switch this feature off to see if we have any difference. And voila, it's off. Let me know what you think, if you believe there is some differences in the rushes. I'm not sure that on the YouTube you can see big difference on the footages, but if you saw any, let me know in the comment section below also. I believe that the new version of the camera is of a big improvement, because directly from the front screen of the camera I can see some great colors and some interesting profiles. That's really a big update for the DJI. And now let us try the difference between the Rocksteady and the Rocksteady Plus. I'm in 4K 120 frames per second on the D-Cine-alike mode with Rocksteady on. Let's run. I'm trying to be always at the same speed, so let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to write me down your thoughts, your opinions in the comment section below. I'll try to answer them all. If you have any questions also, I'll be pleased to answer them all. So don't hesitate to write me anything in the comment section below. And till another video. Ciao!